In England, apparently they worship this guy like a demigod. Here in the US, no one knows who he is. But with that, I'm kind of excited because it's not often we have musical acts. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce the 6th member of the Spice Girls. Please welcome Jonathan Ross.
Spice Girls, zigga zigga up. Hey, good morning. You made it. You're in the legendary Hall H for the first and the best panel of ComicCon 2017. I am hoping there's some love for Kingsman in the room. We're going to have some fun. We've got some great stuff to show you. We've got something that you can maybe win later on. We've got some fun stuff going on. But first of all, you all got your t-shirt when you came in. You all got the bag with the t-shirt and the spinner. I see some people have already put it on. We're going to ask any of you who feel comfortable, put your t-shirt on now, because we want to do something at the end. Don't take all your clothes off, just the top maybe. You can if you want, but put the t-shirts on because we're going to do something here with the cast, and as many of you have t-shirts on, that's going to look great. So if you want to strip off, this isn't me being weird, well maybe a little bit, but put your t-shirts on if you can, and we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, we have got an incredible cast coming out here. We've got some of the creative geniuses behind Kingsman, the Golden Circle. It opens September 22nd in the UK and here in the US. Now many of you have been in Hall H before, you know the routine. Part of this time we have here, we will be taking questions from you guys, for everyone on stage. If you'd like to ask a question, they're going to ask you to walk, not run, to the microphone over there in that far aisle. They'll put a spot on it in a minute or two. Get yourself lined up there and we will get to as many of those as we can at the end. Okay? Now Matthew Vaughn, do we have some love for Matthew Vaughn? Boy genius Matthew Vaughn was heartbroken he couldn't be here. There's a good reason for that. He's finishing the movie. It's 99% there. He's a perfectionist, as you know. If you've seen his work, he wants to make it as good as he can. So he is working hard. He tells me he's working hard right now editing in London, so he couldn't be here. But he has recorded a message, and he's going to introduce the first of the exclusive clips we're showing you today. Okay? I've seen the movie. It's amazing. Let's go over now to Matthew Vaughn to get things started. Here he is. But Mark Miller and Matthew Vaughn created with this brilliant and legendary comic book artist. You'll know him from his work on Green Lantern, 2000 AD, and of course Watchmen. It's Dave Gibbons. Coming out, Dave. Following him, one of the best screenwriters, if not the best screenwriters in the business. She wrote Stardust, Kick-Ass, Kingsman, X-Men, First Class, and now Kingsman, the Golden Circle. It's Jane Goldman. And now the cast. Okay. I'm sure he needs no introduction, but it is Oscar winner and Harry himself, Colin Firth. He's making an entrance. He will not be rushed for anyone. Here he is. Colin Firth, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. And let's bring out Colin's protege, the young man from the wrong side of the tracks who was nurtured to fulfill his potential. It is, of course, Eddie himself. Let's go crazy. Come on out, Egerton. Let's get it out here. Taron Egerton, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in this movie, there you go. Good start to the morning for you. Okay, this movie, as some of you may know, the Kingsmen broaden their horizons a bit. They come over here to the United States of America. They meet their counterparts, the statesmen. Let's meet some of those. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the incredible force of nature that is Channing Tatum. The brains of the Statesman organisation, Oscar winner Halle Berry. You'll know him from his incredible work on Narcos and many other film and TV projects. He is once again a statesman, the fabulous Pedro Pascal. To round them all up, a legend. I think possibly pound for pound the greatest screen actor the US has ever produced. He's been in more movies than any other living human being. Mr. Jeff Bridges! We got 3 Oscar winners. Taron, have you won how many Oscars? You know Oscars yet?
No.
Okay, you're working on it. We're going to get some for you. Okay, let's start at the beginning. At the beginning, there was a comic book, and the comic book became a movie. The comic book was created by Mark Millar with Matthew Vaughn and, of course, Dave Gibbons. Dave, when you were drawing the book, of course, you had no idea it was necessarily going to be a film. Did the cast, are they kind of what you want them to look like, or would you rather have an entirely different bunch of human beings sitting here right now?
I wonder. No, I think the cast is just great. Fantastic.
And have you drawn Taron as Eggy ever?
Have I drawn?
Taron as Eggy, because your Eggy was a different kind
No,
of...
we had a different Eggsy, but I'm going to do a drawing today of our Eggsy, our hero, young Taron. And I think we're going to award a prize.
Okay, so we will give... Dave's going to do an original piece of art of you.
Fantastic.
Okay, you're going to have to take your shirt off, you know that. He only does glamour work these days. And we're going to give that away in the hall now to the person who asks the best question. Okay, so start working on those questions. Over there is the line for questions, so let's do that. Jane, of course, you worked with Matthew many times. Here you're doing the first sequel with Matthew, and I think your first sequel as well. Why did they go to America, and how did you come up with the concept of the Statesman and their base and the idea behind it?
We liked the idea of finding the American equivalent, so we had that romanticised idea of the British gentleman, and for us the kind of equivalent was the romanticised idea of the Southern gentleman. But I'd like to apologise now to the people of America and just say we know that is a stereotype rather than something typical. I'm worried that we might think, oh, these English writers, they think we're all like that with cowboy hats. So yeah, I'm sorry.
Although you did make them all wear cowboy hats, I believe.
That was Matthew's fault.
Okay. Oh, we're going to blame everything on Matthew today because he isn't here. That's what we're going to do. And you said, of course, it's British tailoring is the front for the Kingsman. The front here in the US for Statesman, what's that?
It's the alcohol business. There's sort of a little plot.
So you're going to have to apologise to America again.
I know. There's a little plot reason why they're in Kentucky, and when I think of Kentucky, I think of bourbon. I think of bourbon a lot, anyway. But yeah, no, that was the idea that they've actually got a very successful business that, unlike Kingsman, which is rather more niche.
Yeah, and in pieces, as we just. I shouldn't give anything away. Okay, so let's go to Taron. Taron, it's great to have you here.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Huge success for you as Eggsy.
Yes.
We just saw the opening sequence, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And once again,
Did you enjoy it? That's what we like to hear.
Once again, you're holding your breath. Now, is this just something you kind of like doing?
I think Matthew Vaughn just likes to see me struggle, basically.
And early, literally, do you have to hold your breath for long, or you?
Yeah, it's so you sit in the car and you get the seatbelt on, and then they just sink you into the water, and you go down with a regulator, and someone's speaking to you on an underwater speaker, and they go, "Okay, Taron, we're going to ask you to take your last 5 breaths, and we'd like you to remove the regulator." You know, meanwhile you're trying to stop yourself having a heart attack. And it sinks in, take the regulator out, and then you're stuck under there and you're strapped in, and if something goes horribly wrong, I mean, thankfully nothing did, but it's quite scary.
You've bulked up since the verse in a good way.
Thank you.
He has a deeper chest on him, I can see from my vantage point.
Thank you very much.
That must be all the breath holding you've been doing.
That's it, yeah. It's the amount of underwater work I've done. That being said, I am nothing in terms of strength compared to one Mr. Channing Tatum.
Hold on. Hang on, Magic Mike, hang on.
Here he is, Magic Mike himself. All I will say is, don't get in a fight with Channing Tatum.
Well, some of us might enjoy the experience. Channing, maybe I should leap to you here. Sorry to jump over you here, Colin, but you can see there's a bromance going on. Were you as impressed by Taron's physical presence, strength, ability, and masculinity as he clearly is overawed by yours?
No. No, absolutely. He's unbelievably talented. Maybe not in the strength area. No. He's unbelievable.
Okay. Colin, it's fabulous to see you back here. Academy Award winner Colin Firth, ladies and gentlemen. Colin, I'm kind of surprised. I loved the first film. I'm a bit surprised to see you back here in the second film on stage here. Were you surprised when you got the call, or did you know that maybe you were what we call a survivor?
It's all a mystery to me, really. I mean, I'm in the trailer, and I seem to do a lot of shaving, and that's really all I can say. So maybe you should jump over me again.
So you're here, but you're not 100%.
I'm not here.
I'm going to jump over you, Channing, and come back to you in a minute, obviously. Halle, it's great to have Halle Berry with us. Many films that are loved by the crowd here at ComicCon. Now you play Ginger. Who's Ginger in The Statesman? What's your role?
Ginger, her name is really Ginger Ale. She's a mixer. I'm mixed, that's why they chose me. She is sort of does what Mark Strong does for the Kingsman, Ginger does for the Statesman. So she's kind of the techie, brain, nerdy character of the Statesman. And she has hidden depths. I'm just going to say that.
Are they the kind of hidden depths that Taron would have to hold his breath to go into, or are they... I don't know what that meant, and I apologise.
It sounded slightly odd.
I apologise. Pedro, let's go to Pedro to save me. Pedro, how are you? Great to have you. You're playing one of these stereotypical Southern gentlemen that Jane's inflicted on the world, and you get to use the lariat, the lasso, the bullwhip, I believe. Did you master those skills for the movie?
I'm the props guy. Yeah, I was in training with some cowboy experts and learned how to use the lasso. The lasso. It's a lasso, right?
A lasso.
Been having this fight in England for the 4 months I was there shooting this movie. And
hold on, Pedro, hold on. Jeff, you're an authority on all things Western. Lasso or lasso?
We call it a rope.
Jeff Bridges, boom! Sorry, Pedro, as you were incorrectly talking about your rope. So you used the bullwhip as well? Because those things are dangerous.
As well, yeah. That was my favorite bit, the whip. How many people out there have cracked a whip properly? Yeah? It's really fun. When you make that noise, it becomes quite addictive, and you can injure yourself, that's for sure. I didn't.
Did you injure anyone else?
What's that?
Did you injure anyone else?
No, I was really, really good at it. I was good at the whip. It was my specialty.
We are in the presence of Hollywood royalty. Jeff Bridges, ladies and gentlemen. You're kind of the head of the Statesman, I guess. What's your code name?
I'm Champagne.
Wow.
But I like to be called Champ.
And I notice in the movie, you're running this booze business, you don't tend to drink much of it. You're sniffing it, you seem to be sniffing it. There's some spitting in the film involved. You spit some of it out in your spittoon. Is there a reason why he doesn't imbibe?
Yeah, well, he's kind of, challenged by his vices, but he's a tough guy, and so he likes to get right up in the face of that vice, and I think he wears booze as a cologne, actually. He likes to put it on. He likes tobacco, but doesn't want to smoke because he knows that's bad for him. But he likes to sniff that thing. He'll suck on it, won't light it. But he likes to surround himself with what he's afraid of.
I got stuck in the elevator with a guy who smoked like that last night. I don't know.
It's hard to lose the character,
Dave, how's the drawing going along? Let's see what we're going to be giving away in a minute. Let's get it on the camera there. This is Dave Gibbons' original artwork. Get a shot of that, so looking good. Okay, would you like to see another clip from Kingsman to the Golden Circle? Why don't we go to you guys? Taron, you're in this along with Channing. Who would like to do the honours? Who would like to introduce what's going on here? Channing, don't look down there. Taron's here. Would you introduce?
So you remember earlier on, I said don't fight Channing Tatum. Well, I did.
Here it is. So Channing, so you really get to throw him around a bit in this movie.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just wanted to do the movie because of him. I'm a fan.
One of the things I think we all loved about the first film was the connection, the emotional connection between Harry and Eggsy. That was great, and that continues in this one. I guess that's one of the reasons why you like doing it, Colin.
Because of my emotional
bond with young Taron here.
Yeah, that's actually a reason. There's a, when you're doing a thing which has got a lot of this stuff, the action and all the rest of it, it doesn't matter how loud the explosions are or how fast the cars are going. If you're not rooting for someone, it kind of dries up after a while. And so, Matthew is really very good at bringing that out. You invest something in the characters. And so, it's got all that sort of dynamic stuff, but I think there's a couple of handkerchief moments as well.
Well, we've all met Matthew Vaughn. He's not what you would call an emotional person. I suspect most of that comes from Jane. I mean, Matthew doesn't have emotions, I believe.
They're not recognisable to the rest of us.
We should get him. I'm going to see if I can get him on the phone. Would you like to speak to Matthew briefly here? We can see what he has to say. Okay, again, but first of all, Jeff, did you get to drink any of the Statesman Reserve in the movie, or did you just put it behind your ears?
I took a shot or two.
Okay, and do you recommend it?
Say what?
Do you recommend it?
Oh yeah, good stuff, good stuff.
Because I know it's early here, but it's 7 o'clock in England. So if you guys want to start the party, I got one. I don't know who wants this glass. They gave me that one as well. I don't know. Hey. We'll do this, and I'll get Matthew Vaughn on the phone, and we can hear from him as well. Let's get him on FaceTime so you can see him. As I said, he's working hard in London editing the movie, but he wanted to say hi to you in person. Hang on, Harry. Hey guys, I've got Matthew Vaughn on the line. Can you get a camera over here for me? Matthew, are you editing? It doesn't look like you're in an edit suite to me. Where's the camera? Can you get him on the camera? Get him close on the phone there. Where are you?
I'm working hard.
I can see a swimming pool in the background, Matthew.
It's the latest way of editing movies. I really recommend it.
You're forcing actors to hold their breath again, aren't you, Matthew?
I hope so.
You got a message for everyone here in Hall H?
You tell me, how's it going?
Well, it's probably going better than you being here.
Thank God for it. I can imagine the actors are very happy I'm not there.
Are you happy he's not here, guys?
No. He's our captain.
Matthew, they're drinking heavily. We'll get back to you. Matthew Vaughn, ladies and gentlemen.